Yeah, today we will talk a little about some of the pagination methods we got. Methods are methods to lay out a number of pages automatically using different kind of techniques. You will find the pagination method in the AutoCalc panel, where we have a lot of different kinds of uh, pagination methods. We won't go through all of them. We will focus on those that you will normally be using if you are creating manuals and if you're creating price lists maybe or books. So it will be the measured placement, a measured placement inline, and prototype placed inline. So we will discuss a little bit what's the difference between those three different kinds of AutoCalc methods, and let's start with the first one. First thing I will do is I will open my templates and I will make what you can call a yearly catalog with cars, and I will talk a little bit about the measured placement inline, and later on the prototype based system. So the first thing I will do is I will go to my panel here where I got a saved information about which kind of design should go where. So the measured placement here actually takes information from the data source where we got the item here, and if I go to this one, you'll see I got a column B here saying which kind of design should go on which kind of product. So basically we have information inside the data saying use this design for this car, another one for that car. Most of them are the same design as you can see, but some of them are actually having a larger size in this one. Just close this one and let's try to run it. So I will just select this one and press my calculate button, and it will create the catalog. When we're talking about the measured AutoCalc, it will actually measure the height of it. So it will say how big it is, and the distance between these two elements is controlled by the gutter within the grid here. So if we have a design that's a little bit smaller, for instance, you will have a gap on the bottom of the page, and we can do stuff like that, correct for that later on, but right now the basic information is that when you use the measured placement information, you can see the element is lying flat on the page. It's not inline in the text frame. You can adjust them, you can reverse them any way you want to. It's quite easy to get them in the position where you want to have them. So this is just laid on directly on the page. If you change this one by using the shift click information from Live Merge, you can select an object, shift and click on this one. It will change from one design to a different design. But as you can see, it didn't shift anything around. So let's try to do the inline version where the position is controlled by a main text frame running through the pages. Just say don't save to this one, open the page up once more, and I will go in and select the measured placement inline instead, and it will just create the 36 cars once more. And here we got everything. The space between them are now not controlled by the gap here, but actually how the text frame default settings are. So you can go in here and say I want to change, for instance, the horizontal, but also you can change the space at the bottom of the element. I believe this one is, oh, that's not sorry. Give me a second. My screen is normally a little bit bigger, so I see a little bit more. But as you can see, you adjust the distance between those boxes just by this one. One of the very nice thing about working with the information inside a text frame is actually when you make the box smaller, it will reflow to the next page. As you can see, the car that was on this page are moving to the next, and you can see that we can actually reflow it. The minus working this one, you can't just move this one to the side or up and down. It will stick where it is. Another benefit is that if you click on this one and use the shift change a design, just pressing shift down on your keyboard and click on another design, it will actually replace the design from one design to another one. So if you have one car you particularly like, just like this one for instance, you maybe want it bigger, you can do it just by one click away. But it will reflow, and the amount of data of course will be bigger, but you can always control how it will flow. What you can't do when using this kind of technique is to have some of the design on one page and another part of the design on another page. You can often use that if you want to have a manual. You will have some part of the design on one page flow to the next one. So what we will talk a little bit about is a prototype-based inline information, where everything is meant to be pasted into a forth-running text frame on all the pages. Normally, when you see the Cacidi manual, you will go to the flyout menu online and just click the Cacidi online menu here, and you will see all the information, even the functionality I'm showing right now, setting up AutoCalc method and choosing the right one. There's a chapter about that. But we would like to make a manual just for that. I just change my projects, and here I have it. And as you can see in a second, I have it pointed to the database where my information are. I can see my article header is the list field, and my ID number is set. And I just want to produce one of them, so I have added an inquiry down here. So it's just the Extreme manual, and seconds after I could change it to SQ, and it will be the live merge manual. In this case, I will just create my manual using the this method. So I will just take this one. Here I have a page with a large margin on the side, and I also have created this information. What you can see is that this is actually elements that's anchored into the text frame, and I have my article header and a body here, and I just have a marker saying that this ends the article. And of course, if I just took one of this project settings, for instance, and drag this one to the page, it will go in and be just like this one. In this case, there's too much text, and it will not reflow until I do it on the next page. But by using the prototype-based, I actually can lay out the full brochure, or in this case manual, and I will do that. Just have my photo spread, and I'll create the calculate, and now it will create 28 records, not necessarily 28 pages. It will probably be a little bit more. But here you have the total flow. It will flow from one page to another page, and if we say we would like to show the text threads, it will actually flow from pages to pages, and of course images describing the functionality will be shown in the margin as I have decided. So an easy catalog is actually done by just making one design in this case and have it positioned in the right place where I want it to, quite easy. The next thing I will show you is a book, also created this way, and I got it down here. So I just have to find it. It's here. And Again, just have my job done here, and again, in this case I actually have a number of different designs depending on what kind of list type it is, depending on the author, the date, and so on. It actually has different kind of records. So there's will be a line, you can say, or a part in the XML file describing that this information is actually headline 1, 2, 3, different kind of settings for it. But everything is, of course, pasted into the forthcoming tick frame. Just have this one, and I'll just create it. And we will let this run through. It's a little bit bigger than usually for demo, but I hope everyone can see the general idea of this. We'll just have to be a little bit patient when this running. And remember that it will actually change every time you have a record. It will probably be a new design. So the total manual or book in this case is set together with different kind of design, different kind of typographics to complete the full book. It's including footnotes, it's including small informations, quotes in the margin too. So it's quite a complex setup, but it's very easy to use, and a book is created within half an hour or so from the start to the end. It's quite fast to do stuff like that. It's just free-floating, and I'm zooming out, and as you can see, all the information and all the information you got in the margins and footnotes and images going on the bottom of the page, and information that's just coming in. A lot of pages here. I think we got 64 pages, so that's quite good. 10 more of them, and the book was completed. Let me give you an example where we're using this for price list. I will just show you this one. Okay, I have a table here, and what you should look about is that we have information within it, and we have a loop field here. The loop field is setting up by choosing what to group around, and all the data that will be used in some of the tables is collected here. You can say the loop field container here is a collector for all the different kind of data we will use in different kind of design. So this will be my design for this one. Again, I will use the AutoCalc methods in this case, and you can also control, even though you got the forth-running box, you can actually control that you have multiple columns, so you can not just build in one column, but you can have as many as you wish. Just try to create this one. Okay, here we got it, and of course you can adjust this one, so making it smaller, and it will flow better, maybe. If you look at this and say, I don't like this one, you could actually include that in the table and just say, this is a header too. It will shift to the next page if you do that. So if you take a look at this one, you got a header and footer style, and it will actually keep the footer when you do the columns smaller. But all the pages is just easy to do, and of course you can include barcoding images within the table easily. Okay, let's take the last one for the prototype. This is a different kind of catalog. It's for the auction house Christie's, just show you how it's set up. We have a connection to the data source. We don't have any grouping or other things, but this is basically what we have here. We have very few designs, but I will just show you this one. I have a front page and I have page 2, and I will start my production there by simply selecting the prototype based position and press my, I just want to wait a second. Let me just show you the prototype design here. We have a box with images that of course is not very visible when there's nothing in it, but here we have up to 2 for each record. We have information in it separated by a tab, but just a lot of standard information, and I will just show you how it's run. But just one design is needed for this design, so it's very easy to set up. And here we have the forecast. So the front page and all the pages, it's just running with images and information about the product. So this concludes this small video of how to use 3 of our AutoCalc methods. We have another video describing some of the other different kind of AutoCalc methods. But this video focuses on the message placement inline, and the prototype placed inline like this one. Thank you for watching.